The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this 27th of August, the day that NVIDIA comes out with its earnings after the close. 45,510 in the Dow, up 91. Good action using this inside track as a propellant zone right now. It's gone above the resistance trend line in the weekly chart. So far, this is good action. If NVIDIA, and let me go to NVIDIA right now. So there's a technique. Where are my notes? Okay, let me see if I can find it here quickly. So there's a technique that I use for a very long time. Oops, wrong one over there. So it's where prices go up and they make a peak and then they start to pull back. And in the pullback, they make lower highs and much lower lows. And then all of a sudden, it finds some support and it rallies so that the downward motion with lower highs and much lower lows suddenly finds some support and it makes this cup formation. And you don't know which one's going to win because there's this pattern, there's the falling axe with the lower highs and lower lows. Then there's the cup pattern as it finds some support. And let me just show you right here. Let me go to this right there. It is. So this is the technique that I'm talking about right here. So we call it the falling axe. Price goes up sharply to a D, E, F, or even a G. Then it pulls back, lower highs and lower lows. But then all of a sudden it finds some support. And that support takes out the upper declining trend line, like a cone formation. That means you can start going to the left and see each left side high as a target. Well, the next target high is almost at the all-time high. So this is going to be very important. What happens to NVIDIA? Tomorrow's Thursday being the day after the news event. So overnight, anything can happen. But it's tomorrow at about 10:30 that we'll know. If tomorrow by about 10:30 it's below 177, underneath the 9 and 14 period exponential moving averages, now you can talk about a pattern that would be like this, that is the dreaded H. It's starting to roll over at a peak A or a B, and we'll see what happens. If, on the other hand, it decisively breaks, and now I can use this trend line, it decisively breaks above yesterday's high of 182.39. Let's make it 185. Breaks above 185, not only has it taken out the left side high from about 5 sessions ago, but it's also taking out the all-time high of 104.48, which makes a kind of a double top of the 183.30, 31st of July high to the 12th of August. Well, the most important thing here is the 9-period moving average is just barely positive. The MACD is weak. The retro strength is weak. The stochastic's under 80% to 67%. On-balance volume is good. So price is the arbiter of the trend. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But it is in the Dow. And the Dow has just made a peak F, all-time high. Look at this. Well, if NVIDIA is out the way tomorrow, let's just say it's by tomorrow at 10:30, right now, during my show, 10:15, NVIDIA is close to unchanged. That's one thing. If it is up, it should help the Dow, it should help the QQQ, it should help the SMHs. If it's weak, it affects everything, unless there's something else within the context of the components that alleviates that kind of downside pressure. All right? So that just makes me a little cautious right at this moment. Haven't done anything about it, haven't even prepared, because I think if we do see a sharp pullback tomorrow, I think that sets in place the chance that we're having a another, just like we had about 5-6 sessions ago, a little pullback. Then we have another pullback. And what that's going to do is going to test all these levels. For the Dow, it's 45,165, the 9-period exponential moving average, and then 45,000. If by this time next week, or let's say Friday of next week, we're under 45,000, we finally got that digestive phase. Well, if we go up, that's very important as well. So let's go each one. 500 stocks, it hasn't impacted the same way. Look at this. The S&P is holding really well. It's made a peak D with just a fractional lower high from the 6481.34 high of the around about the 13th. And so far, it's holding beautifully. Nothing wrong with anything here as far as the 9-period moving average above the 14 and above the chart formation itself. However, the MACD is weak. The stochastics at 81%. That's good. It's close to going under 80%, but it's 81. The on-balance volume is weak, and the relative strength, where's the relative strength? Right there, is kind of weakish. So prices, as I say, the arbiter of the trend, and right now price is holding very well. Now let's go to the next thing, which is the QQQ. NVIDIA is there as well. If NVIDIA comes down, it should impact many of the other semiconductor stocks. A lot of them are in the QQQs, down 81 cents at 571.78, and really struggling since the all-time high of the 13th of August at 583.42. We've done nothing about that in terms of going short or anything like that. It's on my radar. I just wanted to step back. I've got it for my subscribers. We've got everything notated, but we haven't done anything about this yet. What I am looking at is, in other words, preparing some kind of a short position, but we haven't done anything. But I am looking at this and saying, look at that weekly chart. This is spectacular action. Peak B, and yet at an all-time high of 583.42, and here we are at 571. I mean, let's face it, 12 points, that's just nothing. So we're going to see what happens, because if 565 gets taken out, it just has to be nicked. Doesn't even have to be closing under that. Just nick 565, and you're looking at an H pattern saying, oh, be careful in the shorter term. Weekly charts are still fabulous. IWM, this is the leader of the pack, up $7 at 235.34. So 2.5. This is up 0.46%, up almost a half a point. And half a cent, I should say, and the Dow is only up 0.25%. So this is good. This is really good. So now the other thing that we're looking at, and the weekly chart is starting to improve a lot. I was hoping for a bit of a pullback here so that we can actually get some kind of trading position in the IWM. It's okay. We've got other positions. But most importantly, what I am looking at here is that the SMHs have gone to a gray leg B, maybe a peak B today, under the peak G, all-time high of 302.98 on the 13th of August, with a round number the very next day, 298, and now we're down to the 295 area, having hit 280, about 282. Nice bounce and a peak C in the weekly chart. We're going to see what happens. Why? Because if the SMHs go under 290, close under 290 tomorrow, we've arched over with a really good chance at a peak B, a pullback that can test the 280s, and that's going to be really important. That means a break to the upside. Certainly a break to the 299 level, 300 by Friday would be really impressive. All right, I kind of covered a lot of things there. GDX right now is trading down 84 cents at 60.76, maybe a peak F. Silver is trading, let me get this out the way, is down 24 cents. No, it's up 24 cents at 38.84. Wait a minute, why is that? It looks like it's red. All right, well, that's what it is. I'll be back in a moment. Dow's up 105.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. So I just want to go through this. Look, NVIDIA earnings today after the bell down 70 cents. This just means nothing. There are so many factors, and what I'm looking at in terms of NVIDIA, and this is where I actually should have. Tommy did a great analysis of an option. Of thinking of different forms of the options, how you can use them to best advantage depending on your thinking on what your belief is for NVIDIA. But I'm looking at this, and it's such a spectacular leg A, peak A to the upside from 86 to 184, almost 100 points up. Now, I want to be a layman for a moment. Everything I hear is NVIDIA. What I would like is to see in exactly what is said. So this is, let me just look at the calendar, because it's in September. Give me a date. I'll say Wednesday the 17th. So that's 3 weeks. I think that's perfect. In 3 weeks, where will that be? So here we are. 3 weeks will be 1 week, 2, 3, so that goes to right there. So that's the week of the 19th. All right, it ends the week of the 19th. Yes, the week of the 19th, what I will have liked to have seen, let's just say I'm bullish on NVIDIA. I would like to have seen at some point the 188 to 191 level hit for a leg B, and any digestive pattern that's occurred in the 3 weeks maybe takes out the 168.80 low of around about the 18th, 19th of August, but has within 1 week gone back very nicely above the green 9-period exponential moving average. In other words, it doesn't quite hit the 14-period, black 14-period moving average in the weekly chart. Because look, the MACD is good. The relative strength is still very good. Stochastics at 93%. The blue line is A, B. This is actually only a C in the on-balance volume. It could still go to a D. So all I'm saying is that that's on the positive side. On the negative side, I have heard so many reports that just keep knocking a little chink into the armor of NVIDIA. And I can't assess it as a technician. That is not on a market technician, but on a technical basis, on all the bits of evidence that I get, and that's fundamental. So I can't put that together, but what I can do is what I can say is that there are prices that I'm looking at, and that's the most important. The price is the arbiter of the trend, regardless of volume, regardless of Chapman methodology, regardless of Fibonacci, as anything. It is price, okay? So the price is the arbiter, and if that's the case, then this falling axe formation says, and now it's got two points of, I can put it there. There's my trend line. I'll expand a little bit just because it's going to become so important the next day or so. There's your green line. There's your red line. That's now got Chapman wave inside track propellant resistance level right there. Okay? And that's the breakout. So all I can say is the green 9-period moving average, if it goes pink, by Thursday, certainly into Friday, and we are trading. It is trading under the one. It really has to go underneath. Yeah, under 175. Well, what does it say? 175. That says a chance of rolling over or more. That is deeper. That means there's a chance to roll over. So that's the way I'm looking at it. And that would say to me that the weekly chart and the monthly charts are really strong technically, and it's going to take a move below 163 to really create damage. First of all, to go to a sell signal, to a sell, upgrade to then a sell mode in the daily, and only then will I start to see a weekly sell signal. So a lot has to happen, and it's been an absolute stellar performer. It's been one of the leaders, and I'm just using it as a benchmark because it is in the Dow, in the S&P, in the QQQ, in the SMHs, certainly in the leader of the SMHs, the semiconductors, and it's in the XLK. Where's the XLK right now? That is the S&P Select Tech Spider Fund. It's arched over. It's really struggling. That should really be, I should have put that in. That's an alternate count, G/C. G/C, and we're going to see what happens here. See what happens to C. And the weekly is peak C. All right. Looking out, monthly charts are still very positive. All right, enough with that. Now let's go back to our story, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is trading it's up 720. It's been very poor in terms of the last 3 weeks since the 14th, less than that. The last 2 weeks since August the 14th, double top at 125,200. Now comes the big test. Look, sell mode. I'm going to give it another day. It's in a sell signal, and I believe I should call it a sell mode. It's underneath. Yep, I have to call it a sell mode. It could still revert back to a buy signal if it goes above 115,000. At this point, it's at 111,920, up 670. And it's a peak C, which says it should still go to a D in the weekly chart, and the monthly chart is still strong. And the weekly chart, the MACD just turned negative, the relative strength just turned down, stochastics weak at 65%, on-balance volumes weak. Price is the arbiter of the trend, and the trend so far says 9 is over the 14, price is right on the 14, is still holding very well. Haven't got a sell signal yet in the weekly chart, but the technicals have deteriorated. It needs very much to get to the 115,000 plus, because if it breaks under 108,500 in the next couple of days, it's going to have a longer, and I have been saying for a while, I think it's going to be a longer, not necessarily a deeper consolidation in Bitcoin, but it is there. ETH, I was asked about. ETH is trading. It went beautifully up to a peak G/C. It's up 21 cents at 43.52. Only a peak C in the weekly chart. Still looking very strong, but it needs to hold 40 over the next 3 days, 3 sessions, I should say. It's at 43.53 right now. And if it's able to go to a leg D, that says, okay, from here on, you've got to be a little careful. I'm wondering if it's going to wait until Monday or Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday, it's a holiday Monday, right? So I'm waiting until next week to go above 45.29. If it does that before, it extends leg C. If it does it after Friday, it means next week it goes to a leg D, and then you've got to be a bit careful because it's been grayscale. Ethereum has been much stronger. So a question came in. Let me just do this right now. So crude oil is trading up 46 cents. Then a question came in about RIG. R-I-G. A RIG is the, how many times do I have to try? There it is, Transocean Limited. Okay, this is in the oil service. Oh, I never remember exactly what it is. All right, that would give me time. So I see it in a rectangle formation at $3.08, up 4 cents right now. Let me just show you, this is the weekly chart, this is the daily chart. See how it's been stuck in this rectangle? I think it's going to stay there, and it's got 327 as the 200-period exponential moving average. I think this is one of those where if it does break to the upside, then you can buy it in the 348 area.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstadt's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstadt releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, so good question came in from Tiger YouTube. Basil, curious, what are you hearing negative about NVIDIA fundamentals? I'm hearing the supply still can't meet demand. Yeah, I hear the same thing about the supply, but at the same time, it's just cumulative in my mind. Just the way these things, the way things add up. And all I'm saying is that I hear so often, companies like an Amazon, like a Meta, like a Google, these companies, Alphabet, they are developing their own chips. And how they're doing it is very important because it means they might have to sacrifice something, but if they have their own independence, I'm just saying cumulatively, I'm hearing enough to say it isn't all clear sailing with NVIDIA as from what I can hear. But they are still the leaders. They're still doing what they need to do. And all I can say is I'm monitoring it. And as I said before, the price is right. The price is still doing very well. When the price changes, that's going to change the trend. So I'm just making it as clear as I can. The daily chart has had some weakness. The weekly chart still looks spectacular. And the monthly chart, of course, is still quite amazing. But everything needs to go perfectly. So whatever they say tomorrow, and Jensen Huang, I wish I could do this years ago. I wanted to say, I wish I could go to it's there, but I haven't found it. If I can just go to Google or something and say, show me a chart on the number of times NVIDIA has been mentioned. And then I'd like to peak A, peak B, peak C, peak, maybe it's at a D, E, F, whatever it is. To me, that would be, or Jensen Huang, how many times has his name been, and just, boom, one chart. I'm going to work on that. In fact, I've already started working in some parts of that in ChatGPT, but I'm not that fluent in it yet. I really haven't given it that much time. But I know what I want. I just got to figure out how to get it. So, okay. So all I can say is that I agree with you. I hear all the time about their backlog. And really, look at Boeing. Boeing, can you imagine what the backlog for Boeing is? And a lot of it now is maybe skeptical backlog, but it's backlog. You couldn't go from 130, double bottom in the 130s back in April, all the way to 242.89, peak F top, just recent top, and now you've got peak A, peak B, C, and maybe today you've got a D underneath the previous one in a rectangle formation. You couldn't get this kind of formation unless you had demand, and absolutely they've got demand. No matter what happens, airlines have to buy aircraft. So 236.45 was the high on the 15th of August. What did I say? 235.60, 235.26. Today we went to 236.34. This is leg D. Now remember, it's not Technical Friday, but let me mention, when it takes a while from a peak C without breaking the left side low to make the cup formation and get to a slightly higher D, you've got to monitor it, because very often, if that is a powerful move for the MACD strong, stochastic strong, on-balance volume strong, and I don't have all of those things together, very often you get almost an instant restart that goes to an E, or even an F, but then you got to be careful. This is not where you go to the D, instant restart, and it has a whole brand new ABCD to the upside. It means that what you've done is, especially if it's within 3 bars, which is kind of, I've mentioned that for weeks now, something for those of you who are Chapman Wave aficionados and practice it, very often you'll see you get to that peak C, pull back, hold okay, you don't break the left side low, you come back, make the arch formation, break a new recovery high, D, and then there's like a pullback the next day, very small, and then it breaks to a higher high the next day, and it goes even higher, but it only goes to an E or maybe an F, and then it turns down. And what I will do right now is I will draw in the rectangle. I always do that because that's part of this particular pattern. I have webinars on it, so you go to the webinar on my rectangles if you're a subscriber. If you want to be a subscriber, that's really informative. So we're watching it. And what will happen is if it sneaks to 242.90, 1 penny above the left side high of around about the 28th of July, then all of a sudden, what do you have? You have a potential for a double top at a leg D in the weekly chart. On about 267.54, the all-time, well, the last major high, December of 2024, but we'll see what happens there. All right, so I did that. I got off on a little tangent there. I did want to do, yeah. So here's the thing also that makes me a little nervous in this phase. Look, my trio, the ones that we still long, but I'd like to buy on a sharp pullback, GE, 273.85, down 9 cents. It's struggling. It's got that same pattern, this kind of cup formation that's stalling halfway. Look at Robin Hood. Hood trading down $1.64, 107.18, struggling. Just in the sideways move. It's not participating with the market. What's the other one? I didn't mean to put Monster. MicroStrategy. That wasn't the one, but look at this. Oh, it looks terrible, MicroStrategy. MSFT, Microsoft. Look at this. Looks a little bit like it, doesn't it? Look at that. A 1-to-1 to the downside. I wonder if that's exact. Where's Larry when you need him? Let me just see. Right there. Right there. Okay. So you can tell that there's certain former big leaders that have stalled. So at a 1-to-1 says that Microsoft could go down to 494. I'd like it to pull back a little bit more, and then I'd like to add back. We're initially at 338. Okay, so I did that. Oh, yes, RTX, this is Raytheon. Question came in. This is from 2 days ago. I didn't get you. If Raytheon breaks the left side high, and I forgot to put in what it was, which is 150 something, 158.79 peak E, what would say to you that it's going to go even higher rather than double topping? Oh, good question. So today's high is 160.20. I'm calling this a leg C for the moment, but I have no choice but to give it the alternate count because that's what you do in the Chapman methodology. There are moments where the pattern itself is a very certain pattern, but the notation could very well have an alternate count. So in this case, it could be a continuation E all the way from a month later goes to leg F, or it could be a brand new. And if the MACD, which is at just the day's young, it is only now just crossing positive again. If it crosses positive again, it goes even higher. And the weekly chart is in leg F, monthly chart is leg D. Raytheon, RTX is the symbol at 159.35, down 22 cents. I'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds for both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So a question came in, XPEV is a symbol trading at 23.05 down $1.27. Is this the time to, I just had it, now I've lost it. Let's see, what was the question? Okay, yeah. So the question is, XPEV 21.28 down 4.3%, 25.00. Big open interest. Let me just check here. What was the high yesterday? 24.96 with a 24 round number open. It's trading right now 23.07. Be careful. Peak D round number. Chapman wave green inverted Roman candle down underneath it today. Big open interest of calls. Can it break out, or is it time to sell longs? Okay, so this is what I would recommend. You asked me the question, and my answer is based. This is a C. This is not a. So this is now a leg C going to a leg C right there. Based on the chart formations itself, there is nothing here that says get out of town other than a peak D in the daily, a round number open, and it's now below that number. So on a daily basis, my impression right now, technicals are still good, but money management says to me it's had such a fantastic move from the 17s to the 25 level. I mean, that is quite something. In a very short period of time, I'm going to recommend hedging your bet. I'm just trying to find whether there was another question to this as well. No, not on this particular subject. My thinking here is that my gut is telling me, and I could be completely wrong because I'm saying to you the visuals on the prices of all these are really positive, but my gut is saying that so much rests on the outcome of NVIDIA following through after the earnings and the conference call, etc., that by 10:30 this time tomorrow we should really know a lot. And it could be a one-day wonder, just a pullback, and then it goes higher. But I'm just looking at this, I'm saying there's a degree of vulnerability here that is making me a little nervous. And because of it, I'm saying that anything that has the look of a peak D, short term, why not take some profits? I'm going to suggest, I wouldn't say maybe take a third off, but I'm going to say consider how much you want to take off, because the technicals are still very strong. There is the cup formation in the rectangle pattern that says that the high that was made at 27.15 the week of the 14th of March should be visited. But we almost did it yesterday, but we failed. In this inverted Chapman wave Roman candle, the weekly chart, the candle of the 14th of March, if any day, it's a weekly chart, so if any day there is an intraday price movement for about 90 minutes, I'd prefer to say a close, but I am going to say 90 minutes above $25.25, there's just a really good chance that it's going to be on its way to that high that was made in the 27s. So that's the one thing, the positive. The other is that on a very short-term base, 22.32 is the 9-period moving average. That should be support. So do you want to get out and then go back in? I'm just saying rather take some money off, because it's money management. It's done fabulously. It's gone to peak D. There's a second peak D in a month and a half. Just that's what I would do. And then I'll handle it from either tomorrow or Friday. We can talk about it again. Hope that helps you. My eye says that Xpeng designs, develops, manufactures smart EVs should go to a leg D above the March high of this year of 27.16. Oh, that was the high. All right, that's what I'm thinking. 27.17 is my target. 27.17 plus is my target for, I would say, the next 6 to 8 weeks. All right? Okay, next question came in. Oh, so, Basil, keep in mind, Apple almost never miss earnings, and also mentioned on a daily forever. Yeah, so, but look at Apple. I've been kind of negative on Apple for some time now. Not negative in the sense that I'm saying, if you own Apple, sell it. I'm saying just monitor it closely. It's doing very well. The daily chart could have an alternate count, but I've got this as a peak B, 9's over the 14. The MACD's weak. The retro strength is okay. Stochastic's weak. On-balance volume's weak. The price is the arbiter of the trend, and the 914 always is the key, and it's holding very well. Because of NVIDIA tomorrow, if by Friday's close, Apple is below 224.69. That's yesterday's low. I'm not. I'm going to say below 223.78 with a dreaded H pattern. That would make this an alternate count peak E/B, and then it starts to fail. And it's already a peak D in the weekly chart, and the last peak D was at the high of 260.10, which is the monthly peak D. This is the week of the 27th of December, and it was the high, all-time high, in December of last year. So, and look where it's been since then. It's been all the way down to the 160s, and now it's back to 230. That's pretty good action, but it's not at all-time highs. So it's in the category of struggling. All right? Great, but struggling. So this is what I'm thinking is going to happen to NVIDIA at some point. I don't know if this is going to be the one, but I'm suspecting that NVIDIA at some point starts to struggle until it can rebuild some kind of energy. And you know what? It could go to a peak B at 184.49, 1 penny higher than the August 12th high. And then it could pull back, and then it could go a penny higher to a leg C, and then a penny higher to D. They never do that. I'm just saying the objective in the Chapman wave is to get you to a D when you're in a buy mode. This is in a buy mode, and it's only to peak A. Number one. Number two is you have to use other techniques for the actual height and even duration. All right, I'll be back in a moment. No, I won't be back in a moment. I'll do this right now. Remember I said Caterpillar starting to do very well, but we've got this falling axe formation that can turn into a cup. You want to see it trading right now at $1.27 at 429. Let's call it 430. You want to see it by Tuesday of next week, maybe Wednesday of next week, at least breaking above 437.84, the high of the 22nd. And that'll be peak A, peak B, and that'll be a leg C. and that means you're in competition with that 433.68 all-time high, and that's only a peak B in the weekly chart. That's what I'm saying. Look at each thing individually. Look at the IWM right now. IWM is pulled back from the intraday high, but it's still the leader of the pack in terms of percentages to the upside, up 0.67%, up 0.67%. And that's really a very good indication that this is where money's starting to flow. So I would love to see something like an NVIDIA start to stall and other areas start to move. I'm interested in the data center, energy sector. I'm interested in the robotics side of it. We just picked up a robotic stock today. We've had it before at huge gains, haven't been in for ages. We'll see. I'm trying to be as selective as possible. Dow's up 79, S&P's up 8. Basil, Chapman, Tiger Conditions Hour. We'll be back in a moment.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Just before we wrap it up and you go to Steve Rhodes, I want to say, this is a peak B in the 10-minute E-mini chart. The 9-period moving averages, everything's looking very good. It should actually try for a C and then even a D. And then we got to be careful, right? But the D in the 5-minute chart will start the moment it goes above 64.9275. So 64.93, and you start to get a leg D in the 5-minute chart, and that'll be a C in the 10-minute chart. So, and that's the pattern that we were looking at. and with the falling axe formation with a breakout to the upside. We'll see if that's going to hold. So let me just sum it up. Right now, what we're looking at is this has become quite a selective market. We're trying, at least for subscribers, trying to be as selective as possible right now. But at the same time, these are positions that I'm looking at really longer term. I'm trying my best to look at the longer term picture. We'll see if that's going to work. More importantly, we'll have to see how the whole market responds, because I just explained to you at least 5 of the indices are really dependent, quite a bit independent on NVIDIA, and I gave you the numbers to look for. It's not what happens overnight. It happens after the conference call and into tomorrow, and it's a lot to expect. They usually produce the results, but price is price. And right now it's right on the cusp of breaking the inside track repellent zone. If at any point in the next, after the earnings report, if it's up 15 or 7 or even 5, but it holds it has to hold whatever gain it is, that's one thing. If it actually pulls back, it might pull back a little deeper than -10 because the expectation is so high. And that's what I'm saying is going to impact a lot of the indices. And we're trying to be under the radar in areas that maybe can avoid any pullback, but at the same time will benefit from any upside activity as well. So have a wonderful rest of the day. Check out my opening call, my daily newsletter. Stay tuned for Steve Rhodes, great programming, and I will be back tomorrow.